Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Black Mirror 3, despite my personal desires that we're not back to Black Mirror 3. I would have preferred to finish this game in the last recording, and we're just kind of doing what's necessary, but not really enjoying it. The game messed up because I had the Alt tab out, which means we don't have to listen to the clock sound bug at the very least, but at the moment we're getting poisoned so we can kill Adrian / Darren. I've been calling him Adrian for a long time now, and we're gonna kill him in front of the Black Mirror so that we can defeat Mortis through a extremely complicated idea. Like, my soul is gonna go into the Black Mirror shade world with a sword, or my shade is going to be in the Black Mirror shade world with a sword, with Mortis' sword, who's going to try and defeat him, and we'll see what really happens. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a big twist here. The only thing that I think you could do twist-wise, and we don't even have to do a puzzle.
It slows down the circulation and then the heart stops. Pain-free. I've
So,
had to do this all rather quickly, unfortunately. But the books in the library say it ought to work.
yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't have had a super strong sedative in the same place that she found the adrenaline. And honestly, she could have had both on her, and it really wouldn't have made too much of a difference. She already has a dagger on her. And I don't think she did anything with the Bible or the dictaphone. She just kind of used that in the cutscene. So let's just be done with this. This may be a shorter episode. Like I said last recording, I could probably go 20 minutes ranting about how lacking this game is, but honestly I don't think I really want to. Alright, let's poison Adrian. Yeah, unless this turned into a twist where the character I'm playing as, the girl, actually is evil. Somebody else would have to show up.
Good. You have to do
For there
this.
to be any twist.
If I don't manage to finish off Mordred, what happens then?
You have to win. It's your only chance. If you don't manage it, he'll kill you and his soul will take over your body.
How are you gonna know if I've done it? What I mean is, when will you resuscitate me?
I'm going to have to give you the adrenaline within 5 minutes at the latest, or else you'll die. Adrian, you have to do it.
Alright.
So the implication here is that you can't see what's gonna happen.
See you later.
Yes. See you later, Adrian.
It would be nice if we actually did have like a fight sequence, but I'm not sure we're gonna do
not
that.
Right. Oh god, that's Mordred's soul. And that isn't Adrian's soul shade.
That was not passionately voiced for this instance. This looks like way over animated and not really even done that well.
I think he's done it. I need to get him back quickly, or else he'll be gone forever.
Alright, so adrenaline in Adrian, I assume, is what we're supposed to do. I don't think we can leave this area with all the fog around.
Oh no, it's not working. Adrian! Adrian, come back! Thank God, you're alive.
What happened? I feel sort of different.
You've beaten Mordred, and the curse along with him. You've done it.
Really? The curse is finally broken?
End of Black Mirror as a
Yes.
series.
The last of the Gordons has done it. Let's get out of this place and never come back.
Well, I guess that would explain why they rebooted the series. I mean, it had been long enough, though. It would have made sense to reboot the series anyways. I wonder how far the story in Black Mirror reboot goes. Does it cover everything that happened in all 3 games? You could probably do that. Like, yeah, you probably could squeeze down all 3 of the original Black Mirror games into one and eliminate a ridiculous amount of content. But we are still left with a lot of plot holes and hanging threads. Is Ralph gone? What happened to Tom? Why was there no real big bad guy in this 3rd game? You can see not a lot of people worked on this game, but I've seen smaller games written better. Maybe it's because this is translated from German poorly, and maybe in its original German, which I think is its language, its native language, it would make a lot more sense. But there's definitely things here you can see that don't make sense at all. This is like a game that's really wanted to be a book with massive amounts of dialogue, very often where you didn't have any control, so you were just going to watch people talk to you for several minute runs. Very bad puzzles, particularly at the end. I think that was pretty consistent in all 3 of the Black Mirror series. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. I don't think I'd ever buy the reboot of Black Mirror. I don't think I'd ever play Black Mirror 1, 2, or 3 again. I don't particularly want to be a video game critic who only plays good games. That being said, I would say if it weren't for the fact that there was a Netflix series called Black Mirror, and if it weren't for the fact that there is a small niche audience that likes this series, I would have never covered this game. I would have much preferred to have found just a random, much shorter point-and-click adventure game from a more modern time instead. Like, there's tons of conversation and interactions with people that should have been mixed in between the final section, the final act. In fact, I would have really tried to do a complete rewrite, have it so that you reach the Black Mirror room relatively quickly in the game, maybe at the halfway point of the game, and that way you have reason to wander around through the rest of the map. Unlike Black Mirror 2, there's no other locations except for Black Mirror Manor and the entire area around it. You don't go to Wales like you did in the previous 2 games. You're not in America like in the previous game. So it's way fewer locations, and it's worse because of that, because then you just get a lot of repetition. Yeah, just kind of a disappointment all over. And the puzzles sucked, of course, and there apparently are 3 other mini games. Maybe we're gonna get an epilogue.
Pretty well, I think. I'm done with the main points. Now I just have to get everything across into the Book of the Guardians. Do you want to have a look for yourself?
It'd be funny if she looks at his book and it's just like
Here,
crazy writing.
I'm not sure about this last point.
Curse, strong resistance. So this is just his diary. and we're just looking. Do we literally have just some unrelated quest things that we're gonna have to do to just wrap things up? Like, how unfinished is this game? So let's skip forward. See, is this the one that says the curse? Yeah. See, this curse isn't crossed through. This part is, I think, crossed through. It's just they didn't do it very well. See, the twist here is, like, if she realized he was a lunatic for scratching out all of these differently, like, no sane person zigzags through a chapter when they're done, and then the next page puts a big X through it, and then goes on the next page and just puts a slash, and then one goes putting several slashes. That just doesn't make any sense unless there's some crazy system that was never explained. So, Book of the Guardians, best for me to write down everything. Usually you can just read the last chapter. Mordred was bringing the soul shade to the world. Let's see. I'm just gonna exit out here and see if this...
That's already a good beginning. When are you going to put it into the Book of the Guardians?
Not before I eat. Anyway, now I know what all those black balls were about.
I can't wait.
Mordred writes in his book that he had carried out a soul transfer ritual, but instead of all the bones, he had only used the skull and one black ball. The shade didn't go back into the mirror anymore after that, but always stayed close by the ball.
Then you can trap souls with these balls as well. To all intents and purposes, they can be thought of as the body, right?
It gets better. Here, with the help of the soul trapped in the ball, one can, to a certain extent, control the shade. He writes that he put a ball in his brother's bedchamber, under the bed, in the hope that the shade would rob his soul in the night. But that didn't work. He suggests that Marcus's soul was too pure for the shade. What do you think?
More
You
dialogue.
think there are still shades going around today, doing all their evil stuff?
I don't know. But if there are, then it's your job to stop them.
So I guess they're leaving it open that way. Oh, I guess. I guess they wanted to wrap things up. Alright, well, let's start to look at some of these pictures. Oh, I didn't unlock all the brown ones. I only unlocked the red ones. Odd color scheme. So we got a picture of his alchemy chamber, which is different. This is like a general sketch. A lot of stuff in this alchemy room not used at all. A picture of this. This is, again, not the final product. A picture of this, which is probably some promotional artwork. And a picture of this, which is probably some promotional artwork. And of the 24 pictures, that's all I unlocked. And then we totally missed this video, which is between Bargeist and Hypnosis 1. I don't think these are the case of let's see. I don't think that they're alphabetical. I think they're chronological. So whatever was between Tom's Punch and Vision 4. So I imagine they were just ways I could have died, but maybe not. And down here, There's a final bonus. Let's see what this looks like. This looks like it's maybe a slightly different animation sequence than what the final product was. Doesn't feel like that could work. The skeleton puzzle is a mini game. Yeah, right, like I'd want to do that. And the underwater game is a mini game. So that will never work because that's glitched. Yeah, is there anything else to say here? Weird. Like, if I was to load the last automatic save, I can't leave here, so that won't work. I'd have to maybe load this one, but I bet this won't let me leave either. Like, how far can I go? Can I get back in the city? Probably not. Can't really try? Let's see. I can go this far.
I've got the sword and everything I need here.
No. So, theoretically, I could go back to older save files, but that really wouldn't do anything. So we're left with Ralph maybe being dead. We don't know. We're left with the story kind of wrapped up, but left with the idea that maybe there'll be more shades if they wanted to make a sequel. Clearly, the THQ Nordic bought the rights to this and many old games, and then they put it out really just as a cheap effort to try to make some money off the Netflix Black Mirror series. That's the only reason even a remake got made. And yeah, I haven't heard of anybody saying they've actually played the remake or care about it. There's a lot better point-and-click games out there on Steam than this series, unfortunately. It's just not well made. There are better German point-and-click adventures. Go look at any random Daedalic point-and-click adventure game, and you'll have a probably better experience. We're not really ending on too high of a good note. I guess it's a good note, but that's kind of it. So, there's about 12 minutes left to do a full 30-minute episode. And I really don't have anything more to say. I kind of lied about being able to rant for 20 minutes. I'm just not passionate enough about this game. So dispassionate about this game, frankly, that I skipped most of the final puzzles. That's going to be it for this series. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. That helps me with YouTube, tells them that my videos are worth watching. I also want to mention, I suppose, that this game was a pain in the butt to get running in the first place, having it to run it at a different resolution, at a lower resolution. So even if you did like the story here, there really needs to be some remasters or patches. Really, it just needs to be patched. It doesn't need a remaster or that much effort. Anyways, I was wrapping up. If you want to friend or follow me on any kind of social media sites, I have a whole bunch of links down below. Also, I ask that if you enjoyed this and you want to support me, you can click on the link to support me through Patreon on a monthly basis, or you can support me by friending me on Steam and gifting me a game either off my wish list or just a game you'd like to see me cover, or you can also gift gift cards. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.